Hi, Peter didn't make a video yesterday. I realised that after last week, I'm actually the only person who's made a video every week, so that's good for me. I looked at the theme ideas we have sort of collected on the Facebook group, and one of them was to talk about your favourite book, film, or video game. So I figured I'd talk about my favourite film because I can probably talk about it a lot. In case you haven't picked up, my favourite film is Amelie. It's a French film. It's set in Paris. It's about a girl called Amelie who's played by Audrey Tautou, who is one of my favourite actresses. Amelie is she's very introverted and shy, and sometimes that makes life difficult for her, which to a certain extent is probably why I like the film, because I'm not the most confident of people. I can relate to her difficulty in talking to others sometimes. In her apartment she finds a little box of treasures, a little box of things a little boy who lived in her flat in the 50s, I think, hid behind a tile in the bathroom, and then she tries to give that box back to him, the owner, and after that she decides to try and help other people. She helps quite a few people. Nino is actually played by Matthew Kasovitz, who is he's a director too. He directed a film called La Haine, which I think I've mentioned before, but I'm not sure. I'm actually, for my French speaking exam, I am doing about Amelie because we have to do a 3-minute sort of speech, I guess, and then answer 10 minutes of questions about what we talk about. So I chose to do Amelie because I like it a lot, and we have to study a book or film that was originally in French or French-speaking region. I think someone was doing their speech is about something to do with Quebec. My sort of question that my speech answers is to what extent can we say that the way that Amelie helps others is moral? So it's getting very into morality and ethics, and it's really nice because I know the film so well. La Haine, made in 1995. The director is Matthew Kasovitz, who plays Nino and Amelie. But basically, the riots, the film is set the day after the riots, but there are some riots in the suburbs of Paris. But it's set in the banlieue of Paris. In fact, when they filmed Lime, Matthew Kasovitz and the actors in the film and all the crew went and lived in the estate. And the film follows 3 guys called Vince, Said, and Hubert. Or Hubert. Hubert, no, Hubert. And it's the day after these riots, and the riots were sparked after Abdel, another youth from the banlieues, was shot by the police, and he's in a coma, and it sort of follows their day. But it is really good, and it's all in black and white. It was originally filmed in colour, which is really interesting because Matthew Kasovitz put it in black and white and then decided to leave it in black and white. I've actually seen some scenes in colour though, and it's really odd. I recommend you watch La Haine because it's good and it's really interesting. It's very real. It's a sort of a realistic depiction of what the banlieues are like. I didn't really mention the soundtrack of Amelie, but I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before. It is really good. It's brilliant because a lot of the time the music is played while Amelie is walking down the streets of Paris. So like when I'm listening to it while walking like to the bus stop to go to college, which is really a not very exciting time, it sort of makes you feel like you're walking down a street in Paris, which is considerably cooler than walking to the bus stop to go to college. You can, if you want to sort of follow my lead, you can talk about a favourite book, film or video game if you like. If you don't want to, you don't have to.